Hi again. Um, we're going to talk about the VB property stack object, and sometimes you need to save properties. Say you have a panel and you have a bunch of values that you need to save. You have to save them out to file to a disk, and then recall them later. Well, it's good to have a standard way of doing that. You don't just want to have to write file operating code every time and then have to debug it and have to worry about all the details. You just kind of want to have a function that does all that for you. So let's take a look at this. We'll declare a variable as new VB property stack object. And basically what this is a dynamic array that you can apply values to, and then you can read them later. And you can do other things like saving them off the disk. So let's take a value. Let's create a string or something. String. We'll give it a value. Everything is fine. And we'll do another one. So basically we have two properties, two values we want to save for later. We can do this. We'll use that property stack and we'll do, let's see, set property. And we'll give it a name. This will be property 1. So that way we'll have a way to remember what it is later. And we'll give it the value. That will be D. And we'll do the same thing for D2. Property 2. This is a good way to standardize saving properties. Let's see. And we'll save D2 to that. Now we can come back later and find out what's in there. Let's see, p.get property. And we'll give it a name. We know what we want. It's property. And I spelled it wrong. I can see from here. Fix that. Get rid of all this here. All right. So if we just run this, let's see. Typo again. And we can see that we've saved. We can see that we've saved those properties correctly, and they are stored in this P object. But there's got to be more we can do to it than just saving them and recalling them later. So let's get rid of this for now. Let's actually serialize this. Let's do. Let's see. Content. Let's look at the content. And we'll look at the content in a string format. And we'll do that as message box. All right. We'll run that. And we get this string that shows us everything that's the content of this stack object. We got property 1, everything is fine. Property 2, dogs love waffles. That's great. And we can save that out to a text file. And that would basically be an easy way of saving a group of settings, and we can later do we could do p dot save string, and that would save that out for us. But there's a more flexible way to do that. We can save it as an XML file, and I'll briefly explain what an XML file is. Let me open Notepad. This will be the easiest way. An XML file is XML is short for extensible markup language, but it's basically a very simple format or template for creating text files that can be interchanged between different programs over the internet, that kind of thing. It's very standard. It's a lot of people use it. So it's basically works something with like this with tags and values and attributes. A tag looks like this. Uh, we need to name something, what do you call it, document, and that's we'll have some content in that document. We might have other tags in this document. We might have uh, I don't know. We'll call something. Call it something, and then we'll have a value for that, and then we'll end that tag. You put a slash before the tag, and that's how you end it. And then there could be some more tags, and then you basically end that document. And that, in a nutshell, is how XML works. Just a sort of a verbose way of storing tags or storing properties separated by these tags. This is how you identify them, basically. So let's take a look at this. We'll do message box p dot content XML, and this will format that content into an XML document, and it prints it out here. We see property one, data type equals string. That's an attribute. That's not a tag, but it's an attribute within the tag. Then there's the actual content of it. Everything is fine. And then there's the end tag, which is ends property one, and the same for property two. There's the an attribute, and then there's the content, and then there's the end tag. And that is basically all there is to XML. And we could have, of course, do p.save XML. Oops, XML. And all you have to do there is give it a file name, and you can give it some other parameters too as well. You can put it inside a sort of a sub node. You can include you tell it whether or not you want to include the data type attributes. For our use, we always do that, so the program can recognize what the data types are. And then you can also give it a header, which is another XML. It helps it identifies that this is an XML document. And once you've done that, once it's saved out, you can do the same thing, p.load XML to load it. And then once you've loaded it, you do you can do the content. You can see the content again, or you can do get property. And you just do it the same way as we did it before. We get the properties back. So that is basically how we handle file saving in Howler now, for saving properties, saving values. It's great for saving settings for different filters. Might have settings for it, or you might have some default values or something you want to save. Anything that saves out a file that can be saved in a text file basically can now be done with the VB property stack object. So and XML is a standard file format, or um, it's widely known and widely documented, both machine readable and human readable. So it's great on a number of levels. And really all you have to do is look at the file format for about 5 minutes, and you really basically will understand everything it's about. So hope that's been clear. Thanks for watching, and talk to you in our next video.